Welcome to Fashion, Faith, and Flair. Today's faith message is Whining or Winning with Christ, Choosing to Live Fully Alive. I did this message last year at a retreat, and I want to give you the highlights so that you can stop the whining. Webster's defines whining as the act or activity of complaining in an annoyingly petulant, childish manner. To whine is a feeble, peevish complaint. Why do we whine? There are three reasons why we whine. We seek validation for our attitude. We believe that venting will make us feel better, and we are focusing on us. Have you ever been on a social media rant? I must say I have. I've complained about a situation, and I was looking for someone to validate me. I was looking for an echo chamber. I try now not to do that because it doesn't bless anyone to go on there and do a rant. People don't care. And if they do, it's fleeting. So there are steps to stop the whining, and I'm going to go over 4 of them today. The first one is focus our minds to think about what went right first. You focus on what's right, you might not get to the complaining. That one's simple. Just be positive, no matter what's going on. The second one, and this one's a little more difficult for me. Actually, it's a lot more difficult. And that is retrain what comes out of your mouth. Will your story or complaint help anyone? Ephesians 4:29 in the ESV version says, "Let no corrupt talk come out of your mouths, but only such as good for building up as fits the occasion, that it may give grace to those who hear." How do you restrain your speech? I try to do 3 things when I'm tempted to open my mouth and it might not be good. I pause, I pray, and I proceed. I ask myself 3 questions. Is this the person that I need to say these words to? Is this a situation or person that this will bless? And most importantly, is it the time to say it? I could have the first 2 things correct and the timing be way off. And if the timing's off, then people aren't willing to listen, and it's not going to help the person or the situation. The third one is to resolve to be grateful. One that is joyful rarely complains. I find that putting God first, others second, and ourselves last, and cultivating praise in everything we do helps. Now, it's not easy. I'm a very selfish person. I admit it. And it's a one day at a time journey for me to think of others. And I'll tell you, I'm a lot more joyful when I'm doing something or saying something to encourage someone. It makes a difference. It makes a difference in the joy factor, trust me. Thessalonians says, "Give thanks in all circumstances, for this is the will of God in Christ Jesus for you." How do we develop a grateful heart? I can tell you what I do. Every day I try to do a gratitude list. And I try to remember the little things in life that I take for granted. Just today I was thanking God for the ice. I remember I was traveling in a foreign country one time, and ice was not part of the culture. And so I would go to the front desk at the hotel and I'd say, "Where's the ice machine?" They had a little ice machine on the back counter that apparently only the Americans and the Canadians liked ice. And so I was thinking this morning, thank God for ice. I take it for granted. So it was just a reminder to me that it's the little things that matter. Even I'm being grateful for a hot shower. I love a hot shower. And so just reminding myself, I'm grateful to have that today. The last step to stop the whining is realize others are watching. Nothing sours our testimony than a whining tongue. Philippians 2:14 through 15 says, "Do all things without grumbling or disputing, that you may be blameless and innocent, children of God, without blemish in the midst of a crooked and twisted generation. Among you shine as lights of the world." You can have two Christians go through the exact same situation. One's a whiner, one's full of gratitude. They may not like what's going on, but they trust God, they're hopeful, they try to look on the bright side of some of the things that are happening that are good, and then asking God, what action can I take to go through this? God, I don't like it, but I don't have to stay on the problem. I can work towards the solution. I mean, I've met whiny Christians, and I can, look in the mirror and call myself a whiny Christian. So I've tried to come out of it. So that's why I had to research and find out these things. So how do we live fully alive? We keep our minds, souls, and body in fit spiritual condition. Jesus told us to expect trials in this life, but we choose how to respond. I remember when I was in my 20s, there was a lady in my life. Her name was Mrs. Carroll, and she was in her 80s, and we got close in a short period of time because she never married or had grandchildren, and I never knew either sets of my grandparents because they passed away before I was born. And she told me, she said, "Cindy," she goes, "it's not what happens to you in life, it's how you deal with it." And we choose our attitude. We can make all the excuses in the world that we're whiny because of this reason or that reason. No, we choose to be that. So it's a reminder that we do choose how we respond to things. The Christian author Cindy McMenamin said, "What we tell our soul about who God is and our troubles will determine how we fare, not only through the trial, but on the other side of it." And I love this quote from Howard Thurman, who was a 20th century theologian, author, civil rights activist. He said, "Don't ask yourself what the world needs. Ask yourself what makes you come alive, and go do that. Because what the world needs is people who have come alive." Now, for many years, I was not alive. I felt like I was walking in an anesthetic state. And it was because I was abusing food. That's a whole nother subject. But I was very large. I was over 300 pounds. And though I had a career and I was good at what I did, my life revolved around food, and two of my passions were lost. And the first one was God. My relationship with God was horrible. And that was because of my choice, not anything that was done on His part, but because God gives us that free will, and He allows us to go through things, even though He tries to woo us back into the relationship. I can just say that God to me was Santa Claus, and that's no relationship. My other passion that was lost was my passion of fashion and style. And I studied that in college. I was passionate about it for many years, and I lost that. And so when God started helping me through my addiction to food and just started working in my heart and in my life, my passions came back. And today I'm very grateful for that, and I don't ever want to lose them. Passions can change, but at least you know what you're wired to do and what makes you come alive. Everyone has a passion for something, and it's something that you just see it in their eyes, and you know that, wow, that's a gift God's given them, and they love it. And so that's how you become fully alive. So again, to stop the whining, that's a choice. And I've given you some tips today that I found, and I'm trying to put those in practice. And living fully alive is being able to do what you're passionate about. So if you like this video, please hit the hit the like button. And if you want to subscribe, I post twice a month or excuse me, twice a month. I'm posting twice a week. That's the goal, twice a week. And I would love to hear from you in the comments on how you've chosen to live fully alive and how you stop the whining. What tips do you have? So I hope that everyone has a blessed day, and I'll see you next time.